Hey guys, thank you for tuning in today. As you can tell by the title of the video, today we're going to be discussing the three biggest takeaways that I got from starting my business back in 2017, and specifically last year. We're going to go over my three biggest takeaways, starting with number three. So, number three, collecting your money quickly, you guys. I believe that you have to have a system for success. Um, and what does that mean basically? So you have to, you know, plan ahead and say, okay, this is exactly how I plan to stay paid. And I want to collect all of the money on a certain day. And how is it that you're going to be taking the payments? Maybe you want to stay on credit cards on file. Maybe you get checks and you have to send invoices. So, in order for us to, kind of eliminate some of the work, we want to keep everyone on a credit card on file. Anyone that doesn't stay on a credit card on file is going to have a little bit of extra processing fees because it does require more work, and just being paperless saves you some money. So we're going to stick with the paperless, push credit cards on file, and eliminate any kind of paperwork. So we want to stick with credit cards on file. We want to charge them at the beginning of the month and have everyone, paid, a month in advance. So that way you're collecting money before you're out there doing the work. You have enough money to, plan for payroll, plan for expenses. Your cash flow is good. So if you're planning on, expanding the business, you can, start, buying equipment when you need it. And so these are just some of the beneficial things, and you're really never going out of your pocket. So number two, route density, you guys. Route density is important because by increasing, by maximizing your 8-hour workload, you can avoid overtime and maximize your hourly rate. You know what I mean? So in order to make more money in lawn care, because think about it like this. It doesn't matter if whoever's mowing anyone's lawn, if the maximum you could get for whatever given lawn, whatever the maximum someone is willing to pay for a lawn, that is the price of the lawn. You know what I mean? So if everyone is getting the same amount of money for this lawn, how do you maximize your day compared to everyone else? Well, you get more houses that are closer to each other. That way, you know, just think about it. If you have, let's say, 5 houses, right? Um, go back in your notes if you guys are tracking this, and if you guys aren't, you need to be. Um, Track what your drive time is from house to house for 5 houses, the first 5 houses on your route, um, on all of the days. Track your loading and unloading time, like loading and unloading time. So like anytime you grab a piece of an equipment from your trailer, of course there's an initial, you grab the first one, then you use it, you put it back, and you grab a second piece of equipment. And assuming you're running a two-man crew and both of you guys are, working equally, like the mowing guy is mowing and blowing, and the other guy is edging and trimming, you're gonna have to go back to the truck, at least one time, and grab that piece of equipment. So now compare that to, like, for instance, having 5 houses in a row. You know what I mean? Um, so put it like this: the guy, driving the mower, is essentially only going back to the trailer one time, after he's done cutting the lawn, versus, like 5 times if he was, doing one house at a time and putting everything away. Um, Same thing with the guy doing the trimming and the edging. They're only going to be going back to the property one time, or back to the trailer one time to, grab their second piece of equipment to finish up the job. And that's that little bit of time really, really adds more room for opportunity. That is the only way to make more money in the lawn care business, is basically, adding as many properties as possible and doing them as efficiently as possible. That is the only way. And if you want to avoid overtime, because this is such a, low profit margin type of work, I'm sticking to, my 40-hour workload, and that's it. So number one, the customer experience, you guys. This is the most important thing you really want to take away from this video alone. When you make a friend, they want to see you succeed. When you're talking to your clients at least once a month, that is, what we're going to be striving to do this year. We want to communicate with our customers, every single one of them. We're doing all residential, so we're going to have like 140, 50 customers plus this year, 2020. And we're going for that second truck, so we're going to do more. It breaks down to like, 4.55 customers a day. And then you just give them a call. You can check for, the satisfaction level. It gives you an opportunity to, kind of see if there's any areas you can improve. I'm a big believer in self-improvement and always getting a, like feedback to see, what's going on with, everyone. That way they're happy, what's going on. If you need to do something, you can act quickly and, save a problem from escalating. You could also, it's a perfect chance to, mine for reviews. So like, let's say, you're calling all your customers, right? And like 50% of them are so happy with you because like, you're calling them once a month and you're checking in on them, and they really feel like a connection, a bond with you. You could always say like, hey, you're going to call them 7 times a year. Get a review for Facebook, get a review for Google, get a review for Yelp, Nextdoor, Bing. Basically anywhere you can get a review, go get a review now. Especially on Google. If you have a Google listing, you need reviews on Google. Very important. Super, super, super important. Also, by keeping in touch with your customers, it allows you to upsell something. Like, so let's say you're at the property, you're noticing the weeds are like, growing, and you want to do cleanups, you know what I mean? Big money in cleanups. You can go ahead and say, hey, I noticed your house needs some weeds. And, most of the time there's money at your customers' houses. You don't even need to go out and get more work. You just have to let them know that you do that kind of work. And at the end of the day, you guys, the squeaky gears get the grease. And think about it like this. Have you ever been to a restaurant and the waitress is just, coming over every 5 to 10 minutes and like, like just asking, is everything good? Can I get you anything else? How's the food? It's crazy. Like, the way I see it every time I go to a restaurant is the more you bug me, the more the waitress bugs me, the bigger her tip is going to be. And I feel like, she really cares. She was really paying attention, or he's really paying attention. Same thing with the lawn care business. If we're calling our customers once a month, we're checking in on them. We don't even have to really call. We could do things like an email, maybe the form of one of the workers knocks on the door and asks, you know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It could be different forms of touch communication with the customer to, you know, gain insight on them, gain a little bit of, you know, of a relationship, more or less, you guys. You have to increase that experience so they become your friends and they help you succeed. And then that way, when they're raving about you on Facebook and someone else, like, you know, in the neighborhood mentions you, you know, you have other people on there, you know, commenting like, yeah, these guys are great. They do my lawn too. And then all of a sudden, you know, like you have over 150 people on, you know, your list. And then, you know, it's crazy, you guys. The power of the masses is great, especially if, you know, you're being friendly, touching base with people, becoming friends. That's the problem, you guys. Like a lot of people out here are not reaching out and making friends. And if you do that, I feel like you'll get more, you know, word of mouth to get more clients, more referrals. Like I said, you can get all of the extras if you're looking for any extras, you know. By having a conversation with the customer, you could easily let them know that, you know, maybe you're doing fertilizing and they didn't know this. You know, maybe you do you know, hardscaping, but they, you know, they see you cutting grass. How would they know, you know, that you have a landscape division? You know, snow removal, you know, that's another one. If you're not letting your customers know, how are they going to know? They're going to call someone else, and then they're going to have a chance to fish. And ultimately, you know, you're basically inviting someone else to come play in your garden. Anyways, you guys, if you have found this video informational, please give me a like, please give me a subscribe, please comment down below what was the best takeaway from this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.